And this is the first time we're going to see this this victim. That doesn't look that good, but.
You guys remember when that actress Anne Heche drove her Mini Cooper speeding through LA until she crashed into a home and her car was engulfed in flames?
What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away. And they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean.
A Hollywood actor risked everything to protect Anne Heche from backlash. Years later, when she tried to expose a dark secret, her car mysteriously went up in flames. Now the same actor is finally revealing what really happened, and the evidence he has changes everything. You've probably seen the headlines about Anne Heche's tragic car crash in 2022.
NBC4's I-Team has obtained some new information about the car crash and the fire that led to the death of Anne Heche.
But what you haven't seen is what happened behind the scenes. What you haven't heard is what she was about to tell the world before her death. And what nobody's talking about is why one of Hollywood's biggest names is stepping forward with receipts that could shake the entire industry. This isn't a story about a car accident. This is a story about what happens when you know too much in Hollywood. And today, we're going to break down every piece of it. Let's go back to 1997. Anne Heche was climbing the Hollywood ladder. She had just landed her first major movie role, a romantic comedy called 6 Days, 7 Nights, alongside Harrison Ford. Everything was lining up perfectly for her career. Then came April 1997. Anne showed up to the Volcano movie premiere with Ellen DeGeneres. And they weren't hiding it. They walked in as a couple, public, unafraid. The internet wasn't what it is today, but the tabloids went absolutely crazy. Within hours, studios were panicking. Directors were questioning whether Anne could even keep her new role. But here's where it gets interesting. The director called Anne into Harrison Ford's trailer during lunch. He told her to hide the relationship, bury it, play it safe like other actresses had done before. Studios were already debating whether to fire her before filming even started. Anne's career was about to end before it began. Then Harrison Ford did something unexpected. He called her personally. He didn't care about the backlash. He didn't care what the studios wanted. He told her straight up, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn who you're sleeping with. We're making this movie and we're making it great." Harrison put his reputation on the line for her, and Anne never forgot that. Fast forward to 2021. Anne launches her podcast called Better Together with Anne. And on that podcast, she starts talking. Really talking. She reveals that she was the one who ended things with Ellen, not the other way around. She says Ellen only cared about one thing: money, billions of dollars. That was Ellen's goal. Anne's goal was different. She wanted love. She wanted peace. But Ellen couldn't accept that Anne was leaving. According to Anne's own words on that podcast, Ellen tried to get her admitted to a mental institution once Anne started speaking her truth. She was trying to silence her. But here's where things get darker. Around the same time Anne's podcast was gaining traction, something else started spreading online. People were connecting dots. Serious allegations started surfacing about Ellen. We're talking about claims related to the Epstein files. Claims about rituals. Claims about things that sound absolutely insane when you first hear them. Multiple posts about these allegations went viral within hours. People were speculating about why Ellen suddenly moved to the UK countryside. Was she running? Did she know something was coming? And then there's the timeline nobody wants to talk about. Anne goes public with her truth. Ellen's allegations blow up online. And then, just months later, Anne's car crashes. The timing is impossible to ignore. August 5th, 2022. Anne Heche was driving through Los Angeles. Her Mini Cooper suddenly accelerated to extreme speeds. She crashed into a house. The car caught fire immediately. Firefighters arrived and found her trapped inside. It took 65 minutes of fighting the flames before they could get her out. She had severe burns covering her body. Second-degree burns. Everywhere. The autopsy report came back. She was sober at the time of the crash, not under the influence, not high, completely clear-headed. The blood tests showed traces of cocaine from the past, but nothing at the time of the accident. So why was she speeding? Why did her car accelerate on its own? Here's what people online started asking. Anne had just exposed Ellen publicly. She was speaking her truth. She was finally free from the person who tried to destroy her. Why would she suddenly drive recklessly? Why would someone who just escaped that situation throw their life away weeks later? Some people online suggested mechanical failure. Maybe the Mini Cooper had a defect. Maybe something was wrong with the car itself. Others pointed out that she'd been sober for years by that point. No reason to crash. And then there's Harrison Ford's angle. He wasn't buying the accident story either. According to sources close to Harrison Ford, he believes Anne's death wasn't an accident. He's been watching, he's been listening, and he's been holding on to information that could change everything. Harrison was there when Anne's career was on the line. He defended her. He stood up for her when nobody else would, and he stayed connected to her story over the years. He watched what happened after Ellen. He saw the podcast. He paid attention to the timeline. Now, sources say he's ready to cooperate with authorities. He's willing to provide information. He has documentation. He has details that investigators need. But why is he coming forward now? Anne died in August 2022. That's almost 4 years ago now. Why would Harrison wait until 2026 to come forward? Why now? The answer might be in what's happening in Hollywood right now. Exposures, allegations. People finally feeling safe enough to talk. The industry is shifting. Accountability is becoming possible in ways it wasn't before. Maybe Harrison was waiting for the right moment. Maybe he needed proof. Maybe he needed other people to start connecting the dots first so his story wouldn't seem like an isolated claim. Or maybe he's been trying to come forward all along and finally someone listened. Either way, his timing is suspicious. So here's where we are. Anne Heche exposed Ellen. Ellen's dark allegations surfaced online. Anne's car crashed under suspicious circumstances. And now Harrison Ford is supposedly holding evidence that could prove it wasn't an accident. But we still don't know what that evidence actually is. We don't know what he's told authorities. We don't know what comes next. The question isn't whether Anne's death was an accident anymore. The question is, what is Harrison Ford about to reveal? And why hasn't anyone been listening?